Welcome, Madridistas. How are you all doing? Well, we already have Mourinho, Khedira, and the rest of the team here who will be working with Mu this season at Madrid. By the way, Pintus was also there, appearing in the photo. Let's see in the end what role does good old Pintus have. But anyway, the important thing here is that Mourinho has spoken. It's still an image that feels a bit like science fiction now turned into reality, because none of us really imagined this second coming of Mourinho at Madrid. And look, now we can add quotes and important things he has said in this little report they published on Real Madrid TV. And we're going to play it when I put some things up here, because we're still dealing with the same issues. But anyway, the important thing is to listen to Mo here and also to see Khedira. Uh, and well, above all, this beginning, the outlook for the start of the season, which, mind you, there won't be a preseason tour. The first match will be on August 1st against Fiorentina in Austria, if I'm not mistaken. And all of this has become known today, and today we've heard from good old Mao.
Words, they're not enough because it's like a mission. It's not like being worried about myself right now. Worried about whether I'm going to earn a lot or a little. And I'm here to help everyone be better, players, staff, to create a culture of hard work, responsibility, and ambition. And something I know well, which is the responsibility and the honor of working for Real Madrid. And I really like this concept. It's not working at Real Madrid, it's working for Real Madrid. And it's with this sense of mission that I'm here. To tell the truth, we are working a lot. It's not like I arrived here today and everything starts today. We have been working a lot. For a long time now, I've been working with the club's structure at different levels. Today you can work without being present. Technology helps us a lot. And today it's basically just a matter of showing up and to quote unquote oversee everything that has been done or everything we still have to do. Take advantage of the next 2 weeks with positivity, because obviously I would like to have all the players here to look at things in a positive way, which is to get to know the guys I'll be working with, the ones I'm going to work with. They will have the opportunity to get to know me during the season, since many of those guys will be here with Castilla. And I also like to participate to help with the growth of this area. And here we are, and a world champion will arrive. With a lot of confidence, with a strong feeling that I love this club. And Hala Madrid, nothing more.
Well, there he is, Mo. Some world champion will arrive. I love this club, to work for Real Madrid, not at Real Madrid, and I'm here to help. And look, about wanting to see the kids, well, there are players he actually wants to see before before the club makes a decision about them. One of them is Gonzalo and Pitar too. No, I imagine he did want to see Nico pass, but it was more the player's decision. This has already been explained. This chapter will continue into next year if he has another good season, allowing Madrid to bring him back, assuming the player also wants to return. If not, that's a problem. But anyway, tell me what you think. Honestly, it's exciting. Although it's exciting, Mourinho isn't starting in an easy situation, not at all. Because after 2 years without winning anything, patience, even though there's excitement, which there is, although Mourinho also caused a split at Madrid, I mean, there were also people against Mao. Time has passed. I think that's it. For example, back in 2013 when he left, I said, thank goodness, just look. And then I started to acknowledge things Mourinho did for the club years later, of course, and now his return. I'm more excited about him cleaning up the locker room than for purely sporting reasons, because for me, there were other coaches ahead of him in that regard. But since the most important thing to fix is the locker room, the other thing is recruiting well to replace the key midfield players we've lost. And that's where I have my doubts. But for the first mission, I don't think there's anyone like Mourinho to accomplish it. So, well, I was going to ask for patience, but that's hard to find at Madrid. There won't be any, especially after what we've been through. Maybe since it's Mourinho, there might be some, but well, Mourinho is also known for taking over clubs with a pragmatic, practical approach, and he's shown it in his signings, bringing in experienced players who can deliver immediate results. And I think that's why Real Madrid's start to the season will be good. And it won't be one of those situations where people say, oh, it's a transition period, because even Mourinho himself won't tell you it's a transition period. Not at all. And the club hasn't said that either. By the way, Madrid has signed a top medical expert from Monaco. This was news yesterday. We didn't mention it here. And it seems like they're also strengthening well in that area. Well, I was going to show you this conversation we had yesterday in a space on X with Javier Mascherano, with Sumex, with the brand that took me to Houston to watch Cristiano's match, the Portugal match against Uzbekistan. I made quite a few videos here, and I'm grateful to them for those opportunities. And then, well, being able to have a chat, well, to show the conversation, which many of you might think, right? Hey, you said this to him and you said that to him. Man, in certain places, like yesterday with Javier Mascherano, who was in the news a bit because of the way things happened, on Space, on X, we took a little dig at him, right? Plus, he was fun about it because Javier, you have to keep things a bit formal there, of course. And that little dig was just one of many I could have made, right? But there wasn't that much time either. We can ask from time to time since we were there. There's also the thing about, well, showing from time to time those of us who were there. There's the thing about the famous foul he committed. Yesterday, we were at the Tequinazo during Barca's comeback against Paris Saint-Germain. As we were talking about something that I had reminded him of, to set the stage a bit, it was a very good defensive play by Mascherano. And look, we were talking about something that I had reminded him of to set the stage a bit, which was a very good defensive play by Mascherano in the 2014 World Cup against Robin with the Netherlands. It was extra time, and if Robin had scored that goal, the Netherlands would have qualified for that World Cup final and not Argentina. And Mascherano did really well there, right? So coming from that, we talked about another type of defensive play, right? So the conversation led to this thing I told him. The fact that I always say the same thing, right? That we had to believe yesterday.
The fact is, I always say the same thing, right? The end that one can reach. And always compare it with, yes, that's the one I got to reach. I can also show you 10 times when I didn't make it and they scored a goal. That's how it is. That's football. But well, I think it has to do with that, with giving everything until the very end. No, I remember, sorry, Fernando, that one with Di Maria, with your friend and teammate D, we had yesterday at Paris Javier Germain Mascherano, hasta lo último.
No, total.
To show the conversation that you later on, for me, that was a penalty. Later on, you said I touched him. We had Javier Mascherano, the one from Madrid. Later, you said you touched him because you had no other choice, or he wouldn't have made it through.
Well,
Teaching with Javier Mascherano.
the one from back then, right? Yes, he says, right? And a little bit, yes. A little bit, what was I going to lie? You can see it if you show the conversation, but well, sometime has passed.
Javier, and well,
Since the conversation we had yesterday has already been shown too, you remember the situation, right? Famous, the one with Maria alone who gets touched just enough in Madrid.
To make him stumble. Aytekin, not the good one, like teaching alone. And he touches him just enough from behind to make him stumble. Yesterday we had a good Javier. You were going. They also have them. The other day we saw him in the. Yesterday we had a space Javier inside the box, and he grabbed just enough. And about the shirt, in such a way by the collar that it didn't look like it was a strong grab. The Egyptian inside the box, he grabbed him just enough. And in the match, in such a way by the collar that it didn't look like it was a strong grab, but it actually was. And that cunning that some footballers have, well, in the end, it makes you win Portugal, right? And against Madrid. That some footballers have, in the end, it makes you win matches and helps you get out of tough situations. And it helps you get out of situations like the conversation always have. Where possible things to win, things go well for them. Here, the one responsible for the referee, naturally. But well, it's okay. Yesterday we had a situation where the referees are responsible naturally, but it's good that he acknowledged that to me. Mascherano, who was there, was very pleasant. He was very pleasant and all that. But let's see, it's one of those. Let's see, it's a conversation logically that was all pretty normal and fun at times. Madrid, and it was good. I think next week there's one with Fernando Llorente, the former Spanish footballer, and I'll let you know if I'm there too, so you can join in. Anyway, you have this on Twitter. You can go over that talk to learn, and I'm also there, so you can join in. Anyway, you have this on Twitter. You can go over that talk. I'll minimize it. You'll see it here on my feed. We had it yesterday. Or if not, go to Zwomex official and you can see it there. And they also do talks now during the World Cup every week with great people, ex-official, and you can see it there. And they also do talks now during the World Cup every week with great stars. Let's see if we're there next week too. Well, guys, that's it. Let's see if we're there next week too. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Check out the Mascherano conversation. It's great. We'll do another video after today's Spain versus Belgium quarterfinal. I'm so nervous. See you later from Madrid, Belgium. Oh my God, I'm really nervous. See you later. Bye.